welcome to another message from the streets. This is a special edition. Going to talk about a personal experience that I had with a couple of people, maybe more than a couple of people, because this topic is an umbrella type of topic. But before I go forward, I'm not a doctor. I'm not attempting to give anybody any medical advice. I'm just sharing some information that has been bestowed upon me. And I know the teachers say, man, you got to give it away to keep it. See what I'm saying? So I'm giving it away. But this is kind of like a personal story. Like I said, about two of my buddies, one of my buddies, I met him down Lorton. So he called me up and told me that he had gotten sick and he was in recovery, and he wanted me to come see him. So I'll go see him. But as I'm going to see him, he started to tell me about the hardships that he had been going through. And when he came home from Lorton, he had got with a church, and he used to go sing, so forth and so on. And when me and him was down Lorton, we used to drink. So that's what this topic is around drinking and just vices in generally. So he ended up leaving the church scene. When he was in the church scene, they was, the people at the church, they was assisting them, helping them out, trying to get them, to move forward. They did a lot of things for him. But what ended up happening, he got off of that path, and he actually became straight up homeless. He was over there on Park Road and 14th Street. And I go to see him sometimes, see what I'm saying? But his main thing was he had started drinking again. Now, to the point where as though that he showed me these pictures, and his feet was swollen up. They was very, very darkened and with a yellowish like glow around them. And he said that he was sleeping on a bench at the bus stop, and one of his other buddies came in and said, "Man, you don't look good, man. You need to go to the hospital." And he was resisting at first. Matter of fact, he was resisting. The guy ended up just calling the ambulance. The ambulance came and got him. And long story short, once he got there, they told him, "Hey, man, you got your liver damaged, your kidneys damaged, you got diabetes. You're in bad shape." So as he was telling me this, it was just like pulling on the strings of my heart, because he a good dude. So I get over there, go see him. He was, time, age, and then the abuse of the vices, that beat him up. I know who he is, but his appearance has been disfigured in a sense because of the abusive lifestyle that he had. He told me that some people was that because they put him in a transitional home or a house over there off Bladensburg Road, so until he get himself together or help him get himself together. He said that people asked him, "Do you want some beers or whatever?" He was like, "Nah, he almost died." Matter of fact, he told me he did die. He told me that he was dead for 8 minutes, and they brought him back. And I think he was thankful to the Most High of his understanding, but it was a real wake up call for him. So now I'm gonna jump into another story, but I'm gonna get back to that story too. So my other buddy, he was at work, ended up passing out. He was drinking regular, maybe tapping something, this and this, that, here and there. But his main thing, he was drinking. So he said that he went to the doctor, and the doctor told him, "Hey, man, I'm gonna keep it." Matter of fact, he told me this yesterday. He said, "Man, the doctor told him I'm gonna keep it plain and straight with you." He said, "Man, if you want to live, you need to stop drinking. If you want to die, just keep on drinking." So he made the obvious decision. He stopped drinking, and I think he made alcohol free for about more than over a year and a half or so. And I'm thankful to the Most High for that. Always been a good brother. So I'm gonna take about 3 minutes to expound on what I'm gonna touch on. There's a lot of good people out here. A lot of good people that actually was hard headed, and I was one of those people. I had just got the wake-up call, and I answered the call at at a particular time in my life. I've been got the call. I kept on, not picking the phone up, not answering, or not even, not taking the information. And I'm saying is that, man, don't you be the next person out here that's in the hospital. You getting all this information about your vital organs that are shutting down, and that you must immediately address these issues with the diabetes, with the obesity, with your mental health, so forth and so on. Your current, because it's the fourth quarter. I make mention of the fourth quarter periodically throughout my videos. The fourth quarter for a lot of people, especially the people that came up at the time that I came up. Now we got to get our houses in order, because it's about to be transitional time. Transition means you're going into the next experience of your spiritual experience. So you don't want to wait till the last minute, and you just raggedy for your abuse, cigarettes, alcohol, drugs, just a debate state of mind, always arguing, always angry, always fussing, always cussing. And this is not the natural way of our operation. These are ways that we have adapted on the way, and applied them to our character. And a lot of the things that I just mentioned, they're not beneficial for our character in no way, no form or fashion, in an abusive type of manner. I'm not saying people don't drink, don't do certain things. I'm not saying you got to be perfect and don't have an attitude or have a disposition. I'm talking about the abuse of your emotional centers, and your abuse of your mental, and the abuse of the vices that are abusing you, that have abused us in the past. We need to stop it, and stop it now, because the whole thing about our operation here is about the demonstration. It ain't about what you say out your mouth. People say a lot of pretty things out of their mouth, and then you watch their actions, and it's contrary. And that's the example that you're setting for your kids. And your kids, most of you, have grandchildren, and they looking, grandma, I remember grandma, grandpa, they used to be smoking crack. You don't want to be remembered like that. Grandma and grandpa, they always used to be, like they sleep all the time. When you're nodding, they always was fussing. They always was cussing. Don't leave that type of legacy to your children. That's abuse. That is abuse. So back to my man over at the first guy I was speaking about. You got family from out of country, so his family limited here. But this is an opportunity for him to change his life, make an adjustment. And I say that because all of us need to make adjustments. We need to continue to make adjustments until the casket drop. My other man, he made a great adjustment. But is his work finished? No, he got to still make an adjustment. He took a big step forward, because he told me, he said, man, Jack, I want to be here for my grandkids. I want to be here for my sons and my daughters. See what I'm saying? And, he said, you know what? That drinking, even though I've been doing it all my life, just about, ever since I could, that ain't worth me trading in for my family. And some of you need to think about that. You're going to trade your kids in for the bottle, for some dope, for some coke, for some Marleys, for, whatever you're doing out there. Some of you just setting bad examples all the way around the board. But it's never too late. It's only too late if you think it's too late. If you believe that it's too late. If you think that, I've been like this all my life, I can't change. If you say that and you believe that, that's a part of your mental prison. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to wind this down. I'm getting close to the time that I try to keep the videos in. But I just want to thank you for taking the time to view the video today. Take it to the consideration, information that passed on. If the shoe fits, lace it up, do better. Teachers say, better, do better. We got to do better. Finish strong. Paul said it's not to the swift. It's to the person that perseveres and finish the race. We got to finish the race. Sometimes we got to drag ourselves across the finish line. Whatever we got to do, we got to do it. And do it now. Tomorrow, I promise. UGK, for y'all to know about them. 1 minute you here, the next minute you gone. Peace, shalom. Praise him and raise him. Have a blessed day on purpose, with purpose, because life is all purpose.
vital part of preparing for hurricane season is to get vaccinated now.
I'm so damn confused.